All right, happy Monday night, everybody. If you were wondering when we were going on, you know what I was watching. We were waiting on the big one there in the Daytona 500, and with 9 to go, we got the big one. I got a feeling we're going to have a red flag, and we may have a time to get the entire show in tonight before we get going. But you guys are going to have to keep me up to date on what's going on with the Daytona 500 as we are ready to hang out with you guys. For I'll talk some Texas Tech basketball, talk a little baseball tonight if that's what you want to get into, and we find out how many NASCAR fans we got out there. So the early arrivals, you know what to do. It's real simple. Let us know the audio is good, the video is good. Give us thumbs up, and then you can start sharing that and inviting folks in. For those on Facebook, it's easy to do. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube and on Twitter/X, hey, United Supermarkets getting you taken care of with the comment section right there. We're coming to you on the Arctic, from the Arctic Air studios tonight. Glad to be broadcasting and hanging out with you. 8 to go. Yeah, we just had the big one. That's what I was waiting on. Told my wife, not 30 seconds before it happened, I said, either this goes green and I'll go on late, or we'll have the wreck and I'll go on as soon as the wreck happens. So we'll see how this gets sorted out here in just a few minutes, and who's going to have a chance to win the Daytona 500. All right. It's also Helmet Sticker Day. Who deserves a little recognition in your world for being awesome? Let's get it going in 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good fine for the folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, the Raiderland.com. You start your day there every day. Get those fresh Raiderland hot links. Find out the question of the day. It is Helmet Sticker Day. You hand out the coveted Raiderland helmet stickers to those who deserve recognition for being awesome, sports or otherwise. We gave you 5 this morning there on the website. You can give us yours tonight. We are in the Arctic Air Studios. Saturday, Arctic Air. Today, you needed the AC. That's a strain on any air conditioning and heating unit. If yours isn't working, well, you need to call the bear. Also brought to you by McAlpin Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Raiderland. Kevin McAlpin, great Red Raider in West Texan. He's worked with high-level tech track and field athletes for decades now, making you feel old, Kevin. If your back's out of whack, don't call a quack. Call Kevin Mack. Not his slogan, not legal, but it should be. And by Domino's Pizza. It's National FFA Week. Domino's Pizza, proud to sponsor Future Farmers of America. So, you know, when you order up some Domino's Pizza, because you got time probably with the delay in Daytona 500. And then we've got the next race coming up after that. So with more racing tonight, you got time to get more Domino's Pizza, Domino's.com. All right, so that's the lay of the land tonight. Much to discuss, many things to get to. Looking forward to finding out what's on your mind as we are red flag now on lap 192 at NASCAR.com. Leaderboard showing Ross Chastain, then Alex Bowman, William Byron, Austin Cindric, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Busch, AJ Allmendinger, Eric Jones, as a lot of the guys up front suffering some damage. We'll see what we have left going on. It's up to you guys now to keep me up to date, though. You guys are going to have to tell me what's going on. We also have a big girls playoff game going on between Amarillo High and Monterey. Mark letting us know that Amarillo High leading at that 27-23. This was a 5 overtime game last year. Lance Leinert reporting from Amarillo earlier today. The line to get in was like 200, 300 yards outside the gym on that thing. So pretty crazy on that. Now, you guys can get your comments in. We thank United Supermarkets for making that available to you. We can start with baseball. We can start with basketball. We can start with NASCAR. I'm always intrigued to see how many NASCAR fans we have. Wherever you want to start, we can do that with you tonight. Michael, I saw The Rock said that NASCAR expecting 101,000 people at Daytona. What do you think about that? I don't think they had quite that. Really good crowd on a Monday after the rain out yesterday. So here's to them. Not quite sure what capacity is now at the new Daytona. And indeed, Craig, the talking box is on. With Tech basketball, this is a huge separation week. Really a 3-game separation week, I would say, for Texas Tech. So that's more than 1 week. But it's separation time in the Big 12. And what do we mean by that? Well, with TCU coming to town, going to UCF, a team you should beat, 86 in the Hoops HD, nitty gritty. They're a team you got to beat on the road. And then Texas coming in, particularly TCU and Texas. Those are 2 teams that you're right in the standings with, But more importantly, you're right in the same neighborhood when it comes to the NCAA seed line. And this is where Texas Tech and these teams are going to separate themselves over the next 2 weeks and where they're going to be in the NCAA tournament. Texas Tech will start the day on the 7 line. TCU is on the 8 line. Texas will start the week on the 9 line, I believe, is where they were at Hoops HD. So all very close. I think Tech was the number 1 7 seed. The loss at Iowa State didn't hurt you that much fundamentally. It was a big potential gain with little downside. So you moved about 2 spots on the line, not seeds, but like literally 2 teams. So that's where we start the week. Now, Washington, not D.C., but Warren, Washington. As Chris astutely observes, everything hinges on the help of Washington, and you are correct. And today, Grant McCaslin at the media availability saying it's another game time decision. Okay, are we learning to speak McCaslin? Because game time decision at Iowa State meant he couldn't go. Now is that, hey, tough road game, the recency of the injury, let's not jeopardize him. Let's hold him out against and get him ready for teams that we feel like we've got a much better chance of beating at TCU, UCF, and Texas. Or is game time really game time that we won't know until tomorrow night at 7 o'clock when Warren Washington goes out onto the court, or at shoot around tomorrow? That's not shoot up. That's what you would do with the foot if you could do it. Either Keenan Evans and the magical toe miracles of halftime a few years ago. I don't know. I don't know. Ask around today, and the people that I trust that would maybe know a little bit more on what that means. Everybody, I think, is in the same boat. I don't know if he's going to play or not. I do know that if Washington doesn't play, you're not a very good team. You're a good team, but you're not a very good team. But wait, Ryan, they came back against Iowa State. Yeah, kind of. Iowa State just stiff-armed you in the second half and said, okay. Oh, it got down to single. Okay, we'll do this. So that's where this thing is right now. If Washington can go, you could be as good as a 5 seed, hell, maybe even a 4 seed, depending on what you did against Baylor and in the NCAA, in the Big 12 tournament. Without him, you'll still make the tournament, probably. But it's a totally different deal. And that's why I said over the weekend, Warren Washington is this team's MVP. He is your most valuable player. There's a great ceiling with this team. There's a solid ceiling. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there is a ceiling to this team without Washington. And it would be right where they are. You would be trying to hold on to a 7 seed, stay away from the 8-9 seed line of death. Or if you're going to fall all the way to the 10 line and just get away from having to play the 1 seed in the second round, that maybe that if you hold on enough that you could get Washington back, or Washington could get healthy, and that you wouldn't. That's kind of the worst scenario, is that maybe he's out a little while. You end up going to the 8-9 line, and then he's okay to go, but then you're playing a 1 seed right off the bat. Chris says probably difference between a 4 or 5 seed and an 8-9 with Washington, with or without. Yeah. Paul off the United Supermarkets Market Street text line as well, saying we need the big man back. I couldn't agree with you more. The other things that we can go to on men's basketball tonight, and by the way, welcome to the broadcast. Are you guys keeping me up? Daytona 500, that's your job. Let me know how the red flag is progressing. I had a feeling that we would get the wreck. I thought it was going to be a little bit earlier. In fact, I thought we'd have 2 wrecks before we started, and then I'd be watching the last 20 laps after this thing ends at 7 o'clock, And once we go back to racing, do you really think we can get 9 laps completed or 8 laps completed without another wreck? Come on now. We got green, white checker written all over this thing, right? God, it's so frustrating. Anyhow, you guys got to keep me up. In fantasy racing, I have a year-long fantasy racing league I'm in. I have Larson and Blaney. So I assume Blaney, it looked like his radiator was toast. I didn't see where Larson was and all of that. Good evening, says Joe, to the beautiful South Plains. It is beautiful today. In the low 70s, about 74. Couldn't be any better. Yeah, we're in for multiple green-white checkers probably when it's all said and done. So we got plenty of time to get into Tech basketball. We got plenty of time. We'll get into some baseball. Hey, your helmet stickers. Joe Toussaint helmet sticker. Welcome back. He was a guy who really held you together the first part of the season, and kind of mid part of the Big 12 play got a little sideways. Just didn't look right. He was the only one in the first half who looked like he knew what the hell was going on at Iowa State. He had a nice day. I mean, for all the turnover, you got outscored 20-0 points off turnovers. Toussaint looked good, shot it well. That's the guy you got to have going forward. Blaney is done. Possible wrist injury. Oh, that sounds good. Happens. You hold on to that steering wheel. That's why Dana Kirkpatrick would always do that. Oh, that's great. Wrist injury. That's good if you're a driver. I've jinxed Blaney just by picking him. Why, says Chris, is Jackson Mahomes trending? I don't want to know. Off that United Supermarkets comment line. I'm afraid to ask, baby. Afraid to ask. So, yeah, Joe Toussaint gets a helmet sticker for the Red Raiders. A guy who's got to get going is Pop Isaacs. You survived getting some home wins with him shooting poorly. You can't be going 0 of 7-3. You can't be going 3 of 11. Larson 17th. I could bring up the NASCAR.com. I'm just focusing on you guys right now. Isaacs he's got to shoot it well. As important as Washington is, Washington right now, the MVP, but you're not going to go very far if Isaacs is missing so many shots. And he's got to take the shots. Shoot or shoot, but he's got to make it. Didn't realize Daytona was racing it. Well, it was a rain out. It was supposed to be yesterday. See, that's why you didn't know it was happening today, because Alan, not a NASCAR fan. It's the Super Bowl of NASCAR. How could you miss it? Taylor Swift was there. Or, well, no, not her, but The Rock was there. Did you know The Rock has a football league that's going to be on Fox in a few weeks? Chris, I finally started watching NASCAR Netflix documentary. It's pretty good. I got started on it a few weeks ago, and I got to get back to it. I just haven't got back to it. Looked good. Looked interesting. They need to do more of that. My commentary today, by the way, 60 seconds of Raiderland, was on what's wrong with NASCAR. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you how to fix it. Hope you guys enjoy those things. Daily deal. A lot of fun. So, yeah, Isaacs has got to get going. So there you go. Toussaint must do what he did. Can't see that. Toussaint must do what he did the other day at Iowa State. From here on out, Washington must play. Isaacs must shoot. If you do that, you're a darn good basketball team. I won't say really, really good. You're a really good team when you do that. Not a great team, but a really good team. Really good teams win 2, sometimes 3 games in the NCAA tournament, depending on the draw. Don't do that. There you go. Blaney's okay. He's okay, everybody. Damon says Blaney is okay. Off our Facebook commenters. Let's move on to baseball, unless you guys got some more basketball thoughts. And fire away the questions, comments, and everything else. TJ Pompey. By the way, still nobody got that during Diamond Talk presented by Thacker Jewelry last night. Pompey, kitchen door. Give me the movie. TJ Pompey, helmet sticker, as advertised. Comes in, basically leads you in hitting. He's big, he's fast, he's strong. He was already, one of the most highly regarded freshmen coming into college baseball. And he, along with Tracer Lopez, is going to give Tech, I think, the best middle infield combination in the Big 12, maybe in the country. Did I say that out loud? I said that out loud after 3 games with UTA coming up in Oregon State, Tuesday and Wednesday in Arlington. He did not disappoint. Somebody asked last night, did he pass the eye test? He passed the eye test. And for the most part, a really productive weekend in Texas Tech, up 2 spots in D1Baseball.com to 19. And the Red Raiders passed the eye test. Jared, I'd love to see a Daytona throwback race where half the track is on the beach, the other on asphalt. Hey, cool. If it was with the rain and everything, we could have just run on the beach in the rain, right? I'd like to see a Daytona throwback race where it wasn't all about aero, and even though we don't use plates, but it's still restricted, that we get rid of that and we get to more mechanical grip. And we have passing, and we're not in packs, and we don't have what we have right now on the Daytona 500, and then with Talladega, it sucks the life out of the race. I pay attention. I care still more than I should, but I hate it. I hate that style of racing. And it's infected the mile and a halves now, and it's part and parcel to what's wrong with NASCAR. So, yeah, with Texas Tech baseball over the weekend, I thought other than Zane Petty, really nobody had any problems with walks. He just didn't have real good control. I'm not worried about him at all. I think he'll be a big fixture in your rotation in some form or fashion. I thought Kyle Robinson against Tennessee, one of the top teams in the country, went out and battled pretty good. Pitch count early on, that's just going to hurt you a little bit. But I thought he attacked them pretty good. We saw Huffling yesterday get out there and do some good things. Sanders is going to do well. Saw a ton of different arms. I liked again the fact that you didn't have a ton of walks. You can get that. Helmet sticker to Austin Green going yard, having a nice little weekend. Depending on what time you hit the loop, I could race at Daytona, says Jared. Yeah. A lot of drafting going on. Now, this will be interesting. And for those wondering, you will not be able to watch in any form, fashion, or otherwise unless you're at Globe Live for the next 2 games. Unless you're at Globe Live for the next 2 games, you're not going to be able to watch it. It will be radio only with Gus and Jamie Lint. These games, okay, so the tournament, Flow Sports obviously got that. These games don't fall under ESPN Plus because there is not a team really it's a neutral site, it's a host, and there's no real host. All right. That's just the way it goes. I put on Twitter the other day what it looked like in the early 90s and Texas Tech getting 2 games on the tube. So, yeah, Ross Chastain is your leader as we are now back to yellow. It looks like, at least that's what I'm seeing on NASCAR.com. Then Alex Bowman, William Byron, 3rd, 4 is Austin Cindric, Chase Elliott, 5, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Busch, AJ Allmendinger, and Eric Jones round out the top 10. Hi there, John Hunter Nemechek in the 42 at 11. Then you've got David Reagan, who can get up there in a hurry. He is a good plate racer. Noah Gragson, Bubba at 15, Kyle Larson at 16, Ryan Blaney 19, Reddick at 18. So I think what you're going to see, somebody from that top 8 probably. I'd look at Kyle. What kind of damage does Kyle Busch have? And then, boy, Chase Elliott might be hard to hold off if he's got any sort of car that is functioning right now. If he's got some car that's functioning on that green-white checker coming in from that third row without being able to see it right now, might be hard to beat. You guys keep me up there. Helmet sticker to Tadlock on how he manages lots of talent, tempers kids' egos, and makes Tech baseball fun to watch. Yes, he does. None that I saw, I believe Damon talking about the damage maybe with Chase Elliott, perhaps. Got to be kind of specific. So are we rolling? Are we clicking off laps? Are we going to take it down? It looks like we are. It looks like we're at 193 now. How close does it look like we are to getting this thing going? You know? I could go in there and watch it and just leave you guys hanging, but I'm not going to do that. That wouldn't be nice of me. Plus, I have a feeling that no matter when they get started, I'm going to get to watch a green-white checker, and I doubt I'm going to miss the finish live. And if I do, that's okay. I can go back and watch it on tape. I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, talking about Tadlock developing teams, they put a lot of stock in with the visits, and the players get a lot of input on guys they like and guys they don't like. They don't have complete veto power, but they do get a voice. They do have a voice in the room when it comes to players and when it comes to guys come in. And that creates, I think, some pretty good chemistry. The other thing is just you get every opportunity to develop under a Tadlock team. Whether you're a position player or a pitcher, you get every opportunity. And it really also starts in practice. That to get on the field for a great team like Texas Tech, you've got to compete in practice. And if you don't want to compete in practice, you're not going to last very long at Texas Tech. You've got to earn the right to get out there. And when Texas Tech was down, that was part of the problem, was that you might have some guys that were pretty talented in your starting lineup, whatever, but they were never being pushed. They were never in jeopardy of losing their job, and they were not competing on a daily basis. You wake up every day broke if you're a Texas Tech player. And by that, I mean you got to go out and earn it. You got to go out and earn your money. You got to go out and sell something. As the great salespeople wake up every day broke. They don't have any money. They got to go sell something. So you wake up with that mentality right now in a positive way. And they find out real quick the guys who can handle that and the guys who can't. It's not for everybody. There are a lot of guys that are content playing at mediocre programs, being a star, and they're okay with that. That's fine. Takes all kinds. Mark updating 41-34 Amarillo High leading in the third quarter over the Lady Plainsmen. I'm pleased that we got some NASCAR fans out there, and you can keep firing away on baseball, whatever you want to talk about on that. Really looking forward to seeing. I've not seen today who the starter is going to be tomorrow. Have not seen that updated. If Collier is watching right now, he might know, but I've not seen that or heard Haxton mention it. So we'll kind of see. In this early in the season, just because you're a Tuesday guy right now doesn't mean that's what it's going to look like maybe in about a month. So keep that in mind. You went through the pen over the weekend trying to win some high leverage games, and we might have seen some guys that would be some of your midweek guys getting the ball, maybe throwing a few more pitches. I don't know. I'm just saying, going to be really interesting to see what happens. Early voting starts tomorrow. That's right. Vote for me for King of the World. It's President's Day. Are we all celebrating Sam Houston, the rightful president of the Republic of Texas? I hope we are. Early voting starting around the Hubaplex tomorrow. Find where you can vote legally, and then vote legally again and again and again. Here you go, Michael. You got my vote. There you go. The Raiderland endorsement, the official Raiderland endorsement, Michael Dalby, Lubbock County Commissioner. Your next Lubbock County Commissioner, Michael Dalby. We still clicking off laps. I see we're at 194 now on NASCAR.com. How close are we going green? You guys got to tell me. No, we never celebrate Mirabeau Lamar. No. This is not an Anson Jones kind of broadcast. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, have you been to Anson? Just look at what they named after him. That's all you need to know there. You know? All right, fire away. A few more minutes. You guys can jump in. United Supermarkets handling our text line communication, everything else for those of you on Twitter and on YouTube. We appreciate it. Everybody, if you haven't signed up to subscribe to the YouTube channel, please do, because the more subscribers we get, the more they promote and push what we do. Hi there, Ava. We say hi to Ava. The more people that are signed up, whether you watch us on YouTube or not, and you can get stuff early, you can get the commentary through that and everything else. It helps grow everything for our great sponsors like Domino's Pizza, proudly supporting FFA, National FFA Week this week, for Arctic Air, for everybody we do. Are we pro or con on Teddy Roosevelt? Bully. The first progressive, truly the first progressive president, Teddy Roosevelt. I'm all right on him. Like a lot of what he did. Set in motion some things. But anytime you're like rocking the Bull Moose Party, and can we be honest, that a lot of the party names today, for the most part, suck. You don't got like Bull Moose Party. So we're still rolling caution laps. Caution. Yeah, 195 of 200. So they're going to go green maybe at 197. So it looks like we're going de facto green, white checker to finish it so we can get the other. I mean, okay, we are coming to the restart. All right, you guys, I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, chili and no beans. Yeah, no beans and chili party. See, we can come up with better things probably than Republicans and Democrats at this point. I am resisting every urge to end the broadcast right now and go in there and watch it, but I'm going to stay at my post because we still have time and we can still discuss whatever it is that is important to you. I started this. I'm going to finish it, even though I still think we're going to have a wreck. I could actually illegally turn on the scanner traffic here on my computer, and we could listen to that, but I'm not going to do that because that would not be fair to MRN, and I'm not that kind of guy. So Chastain, Byron, 48 has jumped into the conversation with Bowman. Roosevelt moved the Choctaws out of Mississippi and Florida, Oklahoma, called the Trail of Tears. Yes. Barbara, dropping Indian War knowledge. Relocation, forced relocation. Have we come to the green yet? I'm still waiting on NASCAR.com to update and give me green flag and everything else. See, I'm still showing 195. Green, 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 and we are back underway. Let's see. Can we get through a lap? So I'm going to go till right up at 7 and then end this thing. 4 to go. Can we get through? It'll take them till turn 3 to get up to power. We'll see if there's any sort of shuffling between that. Inside line should probably be moving pretty good. And that's the thing with the leaderboard and me sitting here right now. I don't know who's behind who. I don't know who is pushing who. I assume you've got 3 Chevys right there, so the Chevys are in line. Cindric, the only Ford up there. The first Toyota is Christopher Bell with Hunter Nemechek, and then Kyle Busch is sandwiched in there. Right now you don't have any friends. You don't have any teammates. It's just all one, every man for himself, just like Denny Hamlin said going into the race. I'm in this for me. I'm going to be selfish. So 3 to go. 1 minute left. As William Byron out in front now. The Chevys are taking over. Cindric is hanging in there. See, I'm going to be able to finish this. You go in there and watch the end. All right. We've had fun. We enjoyed it. I'm going to get to see the end of this thing. We got to say goodbye to the Twitter folks and the folks on YouTube first. We thank them for watching in the stream. Yes, in the stream. We have to do that. And then for you,